So we've been speaking about psychedelics generally. Is there one you find from the scientific perspective or maybe even philosophical perspective most fascinating to study?
Therapeutically, I'm most interested in psilocybin and LSD, and I think we need to do a lot more with LSD because it's mainly been psilocybin in the modern era. I've recently gotten a grant from the Hefter Research Institute to do an LSD study, so I haven't started it yet, but I'm going through the paperwork and everything. And
Therapeutic meaning there's some issue and you're trying to treat that issue.
right, right. In terms of just like what's the most fascinating, understanding the nature of these experiences, if you really want to like wrap your head around what's going on when someone has a completely altered sense of reality and sense of self, there I think you're talking about the high dose, either smoked, vaporized, or intravenous injection, which all kind of they're very similar pharmacologically, of DMT and 5-methoxy-DMT. This is like when people, this is what, I don't know if you're familiar with Terrence McKenna. He would talk a lot about smoking DMT. Joe Rogan has talked a lot about that. People will say that, and there's a close relative called 5-methoxy-DMT. Most people who know the terrain will say that's an order of magnitude or orders of magnitude beyond. I mean, anything one could get from even a high dose of psilocybin or LSD. I think it's a question about whether, how therapeutic. I think there is a therapeutic potential there, but it's probably not as sure of a bet because one goes so far out. It's almost like they're not contemplating their relationship and their direction in life. They are like, reality is ripping apart at the seams, and the very nature of the self and of the sense of reality. And the amazing thing about these compounds, and same to a lesser degree with with oral psilocybin and LSD, is that unlike some other drugs that really throw you far out there, anesthetics and even alcohol, like as reality starts to become different at higher and higher doses, there's this numbing, there's this sort of there's this ability for the sense of being the center, having a conscious experience that's memorable, that is maintained throughout these classic psychedelic experiences. Like one can go so far out while still being aware of the experience and
So
remembering the experience.
interesting. So being able to carry something back.
Right.